Welcome to Search Engine Optimization. This is part 3 of our presentation. This time I'm talking about SEO in 10 steps. I'm going to cover only steps 6 to 10. As you remember, we talked last time about keyword brainstorming, then we talked about estimating the search popularity, step number 2, estimating the supply, understanding the competition, that was step number 3. Then we made our decision, that was step number 4, and then we planned the future structure of a website, which was step number 5. And now we are moving on to step number 6, which actually has to do with choosing the domain name of the company and also the URLs of various pages. As you remember, last time I talked about choosing the slangdoor.com. Initially my plan was to buy the domain name something like largedoor.ca or something like that, but my client wanted also to add an element of branding in the domain name, which is perfectly understandable. So we decided to combine the SEO approach by using the word door in the domain name and the branding approach by using the term slang in the domain name. So we use the term slangdoor.com. That's the one that we chose for my client. But then also we had to choose the URLs for various pages on the client's website, and URL, Uniform Resource Locator, URL, or in everyday language, that's really just the address of each individual page on the website. So as you remember, we talked about optimizing our website one page at a time. So really it's all about one phrase, one page. And the same rule applies to the domain name. So we proceeded with choosing the URLs for various pages. And you remember this slide, these are the URLs. For example, for the flush seal, we chose this one with the ending with flush seal, right? Custom cladding, the same approach. Custom doors, once again the same approach. And what is the approach? The approach is to put the phrase in the URL. Once again, put the phrase that refers to specifically to that page to the end of your website domain name. So slangdoor.com/something, and that something is actually your phrase. So we went over the future website and we decided about the structure of the website, and we decided what URLs are we going to be using on each of the important pages, and there were many more pages on the client's website. So the URL decision is extremely important, and there is no search engine optimization without putting a phrase in the URL. That's extremely important. So we are moving on to step 7, and it has to do with so-called HTML tags. But even though this sounds really too technical, I'm not expecting you to become a programmer after this course, but just understanding that there are various HTML tags that you can use for the purpose of search engine optimization. That's pretty much all you need to do, just to understand it and to be able to direct your programmer to put those tags in your code. So you don't have to be a coder or programmer, but you just need to understand the purpose of these tags and how to use them. Your programmer doesn't know SEO, but he can follow your instructions. So that's the idea of step 7. And there are quite a few of those HTML tags, but some of them are really important. Like, for example, the title tag. The title tag is the name, really the name of your page, the title of your page. I'm going to show you in a few moments. And then we have description meta tag, and then every picture has a separate so-called image tag, and then we have keyword meta tag. So let me show you a couple of examples, but remember the rule, we do one page at a time. So first we focus on the home page, and then we move on to other pages. For example, on Slangdoor homepage, as you can see here, I just moved with my mouse, and you can see here custom large sliding doors by Slang. You remember large doors. That's something that we wanted to repeat. This is called image tag or alt tag as well. And now we have large doors being used in the URL, actually door, just a door in the URL. And we also talked about title tag. Here is the title tag, large sliding doors by Slunk. I could have just used large doors if I wanted to be even more targeted. And here again, large doors. So we are putting actually our keyword, our phrase in the HTML tags, and those tags were title tag, number 1, description meta tag, number 2, I'm going to show you in a few moments, and also keyword meta tag. And let me show you the source code of this website. I'm going to right click here, go to view page source, and here you can see that we use large sliding doors, Slunk sliding doors, large sliding door, etc. Those keywords we put in the code, and the name of that tag is called keyword meta tag. Once again, keyword meta tag. So we put proper words in the keyword meta tag. So once again, you choose the key phrase and then you put that key phrase in all the HTML tags. Once again, this is the list of all important HTML tags. Title tag, the name of your website, image tag, and keyword meta tag. And then we also have description meta tag. Let me show you this. When you search on the internet and you find a website, you've probably noticed that there is a short description right next to the result. And in our description, we again use the term large doors to emphasize that particular phrase. So large doors by Slunk, and again large doors and everything. And the whole idea of this so-called meta description tag is to actually emphasize and promote the phrase large doors. And there's another purpose of description meta tag, and that's to encourage people to click on the name of a website and to land on your website. So once again, as you can see here, we need to put your most important phrase in a title tag, the name of your website. This is the name of your website. This is the title tag. Then we also need to put your phrase in the description meta tag. This is your description meta tag. And then we also need to put your phrase in the image tag. I just showed that to you, and in the keyword meta tag. Don't forget those 4 tags. That is how you say to Google that this website is all about large doors. And you remember we said that when speaking to Google you have to be targeted. Well, that's an example of how you become targeted. And then we have step number 8, keyword density. What is meant by keyword density? Well, the principle says that you should put your most important phrases in the heading of a website, in the subheading if there is one, in the copy, and even a couple of times on your page. Let me show you this. For example, on the home page of Slunk Door, we have put large doors here. We have put them here. We have also put them here, right? So once again, this concept is called keyword density, and maybe it will be easier to show another example, then you will understand. This particular page has been designed to promote a phrase flash seal. In the URL there was a mention of flash seal, and also on the title tag in all the HTML tags. But also on the page, everywhere we have put the words flash seal. And of course you don't want to go too far in that approach, and you don't want to compromise user and visitor experience. But as long as it makes sense, you need to put maybe 5, 6, 7 or so occurrences of the phrase flash seal of your phrase on the website. So you see seal here, flash, seal, etc. And that's called keyword density. In other words, you are focusing the attention of Google, and you're acting like a laser. You're being targeted, you're being focused. And remember, when speaking to Google, we said that you need to be targeted, you need to be clear, you need to be straightforward, you need to tell exactly what you do. And that's what we have accomplished with this approach. We are moving on, and this is actually step 9, link building, extremely important step. The search engines pay great attention on how relevant your website is in terms of your link popularity. In other words, you probably remember that links are sort of proof for Google that your website is important. So if you have 0 links, 0 incoming links, that suggests to Google that your website has no relevance. And vice versa, if you have really many followers and links and likes and everything, then Google's algorithm assumes that your website is really important. But really, you need to focus on so-called related and relevant websites. You notice the 2 R's. Related websites, websites in your industry, and relevant websites, not any website, but those websites that are already positioned on top of search results, those websites that are important. So related and relevant websites. And how do you actually add links toward your website? Well, there are like 7 or 8 strategies that I'm going to list for the time being. First of all, you can go to this URL on Yahoo or Google, and you can submit your website to the search engines. So that's the step 1. Submit your website to Google and or Yahoo, Bing, etc. and tell them that you exist. That's definitely the step 1. Step 2, you can exchange links on a reciprocal basis with other websites. For example, you might want to write to the owner of another website and say, hey, how about if we exchange links on a reciprocal basis, so that I place my link toward your website and you place your link toward my website. So this is called reciprocate linking. And also you might want to become a member of a certain industry association and then place, maybe even pay for your link to be included in their online member directory. That's how you add one more link toward your website. And remember, all those links matter because that's how Google will determine your relevance and your rank on search engines. Then there are more strategies, like for example, you might want to advertise on various websites, like for example, newspapers, industry association websites and everything. And then you might want to pay to directories, certain directories like Yahoo, directory.yahoo.com. They will charge you $300, actually $299 US, but that will be one more link toward your website, which is once again very important. Or you might want to search on Google and type in free business directories and go from there and see if there are those directories that don't even charge anything for you to be included there. And there are quite a few free business directories that will add your URL in their database. And finally, one more strategy, you might want to use a website called linkpopularity.com, the one that we mentioned before, to discover where your best top-ranked competition is linked from, and so that you can sort of copy their example. Let me show you that. The step 1 is to go to Google and search for large doors, just to see who is your competitor, right? And so we have here maybe this company called Megadoor, another competitor, right? And I'm going to copy their URL, okay? And I'm going to now go to link popularity, and I'm going to copy their URL, and I'm just going to see what are the websites that link to my competition. So let me see on Google, they have 8 results. This is their own website that doesn't really matter in this particular analysis, but we have direct industry. That's probably a directory. Maybe I can go there. And there are other websites, and if there are some directories there, like design guide, okay, you might want to list your company exactly. See, list my company here and say, okay, Slunk Door, my client is going to be happy. Now I'm making a presentation and demonstration, and I'm adding his URL in the database, www.slunkdoor.com. And so if you continue the process, you will be adding one more link, really important link, toward your website. So that's how you use link popularity to discover where your best competition is linked from and sort of copy their example. And finally, step 10, social media optimization or social media signals. You've got to create your own page on social media. Google will place much more importance on those websites that are active in the social media sphere. Like, for example, you might want to have your own Facebook page, facebook.com/maybe large doors, and twitter.com/large doors or slunk doors, and Google Plus page like google.com/slunk doors or large doors. So by using your keyword on those social media, you're really promoting your web page, because you will be placing your link on Facebook and on Twitter and on Google+. So basically, you will be promoting your website on this powerful media. This process is called social media optimization, and you need to do that. That's really extremely important. In the next months and years, my anticipation is that this is going to play even more important role. But remember, you want to be active on Facebook and Twitter and Google+. You want to connect with your target audience, get involved in the dialogue, rather than just to have your own page. So that gives you an idea of the 10 steps, the social media signals and optimization being step number 10. But let's do a quick recap of all 10 steps. We started with the brainstorming of keywords, then we tried to understand the popularity of various phrases and the competition, and then we made up our mind. We decided what the most important phrase was, and then what other phrases are, and then we started to build the future architecture of our website. Then we moved on, we chose the domain name and all the URLs of various pages, then we inserted our phrase in HTML tags, and then we page by page, you remember, one page, one phrase, we dealt with the keyword density. In other words, we placed lots of occurrences of our phrase on the page. You remember the flash seal. And then we did the link building, and finally we created our own social media pages with our keyword large door, for example, in the URL, like facebook.com/door or large door, etc. So those are the top 10 steps. I hope you understand the whole idea of search engine optimization. And now I want to thank you for watching, and stay tuned.